Chapter 12, From Sarah's Perspective, The Teachings of the Superhuman. Awake, my child, and rise from your slumber. Bathe in the glory that is your birthright. My voice and song will guide you. Know that I am the thirst, the eternal will of our kind. From now on, you will long for the warmth of life. You will absorb it. Do not be afraid, for I will make wings grow for you. Do not fear our enemies. Have I not given you all the power to crush them? Who speaks to me? Which voice lets me see these images that are revealing themselves to me? I float above ancient forests and mountainous landscapes. I see the world from the perspective of a bird. Sometimes I feel like a ghost, observing the world from the outside and no longer interacting with it. When does this dream end? Where am I? So many eyes and teeth. Blood splashes against the walls. I sink into it. When I wake, I find myself disoriented in a strange room. My heart is pounding wildly. My gums are swollen, and it feels terribly hot around my eyes. The first breath of air releases a tingling on my skin. It runs into me and pulls through my muscles and organs. I feel more alive than ever, even though I'm too tired to get up. Someone holds my hand. The touch strikes like lightning. My reflexes are faster. My senses sharpen everything. Duncan Marlowe sits by the bed. His eyes shine bright blue as he strokes my hand. Where am I? What have you done to me? I saved you, Sarah. Saved you before it was too late for you. He looks at me lovingly. Where have the teeth gone? The only thing I remember is that underground temple and how Duncan bit my neck. Your body is weak from the transformation. It needs a moment. Give yourself time. Time will now be our least problem. Duncan looks at me as if I have survived a life-threatening illness or a daring operation. I want to know where everyone else is. My parents and Judith. Where are they? Sarah, you look beautiful. How long have I been asleep? I ask, exhausted. 3 days. I made sure to watch over you. I can't tell you how much I enjoy the sight of your open eyes. By the way, they shine, just like mine. It is the fire of creation. Our hearts now beat in the same rhythm. We place our palms together. He is right. Our pulses unite into a shared beat. I can hear the heartbeat in my hand as if someone is holding a drum to my ear. What happened to me? I ask. A growl rises from my stomach. Suddenly my mouth feels so dry and I am in pain. You're hungry. Your body craves sustenance. Listen to your feelings. What does your body tell you? Duncan whispers. I listen inwardly. My tongue runs over the inside of my mouth. I'm just hungry and thirsty. I could drink a whole bucket. You will get something to eat. I will guide you through your first hunger. It will be something very special. Duncan sits up straighter and tightens his black shirt. The light is dimmed. It is a wooden room with LEDs. I could swear I still smell the resin and earth from the tree that grew before it was felled. Duncan smells good, even more intense and better than before. But it's not just him. There were other people in the room. I can tell by the scent who was here. I can even smell Judith somewhere. I smell my parents. You are safe now, but we are not granted rest. The world needs us. That is why I transformed you. I wanted you to rule the earth with us and see how beautiful life can be. I saw in your eyes that you have great pain and emptiness within you. Give me your hand, and we will free the whole world. He transformed me, but into what? Am I Immortal. Now. But that can't be true. There are no monsters. They can't physically exist. They are only fairy tales and legends. Are we the superhumans now? I ask, and my muscles begin to glow pleasantly. Duncan nods. We need the Overman, Sarah. If the Overman does not come to Earth, we will remain a mindless mass of rats for eternity, without free will, without a higher will, more accurately. Without the Overman, we are nothing but talking animals. And even animals are more divine than we are, because they are pure. They do what they want. They fuck. They kill. They have no morals. That makes them beautiful. Mankind is more ape than any ape. And the ape is more human than any human. His expression is dead serious. He speaks as if a heavy stone lies on his soul. My touch loosens him up so he can breathe again. But who is this Overman supposed to be? How will we recognize him? What must I do to become an Overman? I ask. We have already become more. Now it is up to us to make the best of the gift. Modern society will no longer exist. Our world will be reborn through us. I don't understand. Modern society. What should we do with it? I grunt, exhausted. Duncan looks at me. A frown creases his brow. What has modern society brought us? Has it led us to the stars and allowed us to ripen into beauty? Modern society has made us drink rapeseed oil, separated us from our intuition, and shoved plastic into our testicles. I have to laugh. Is he serious? You laugh. I don't find that funny. That was no joke. Every man has microplastics in his testicles. Everyone complains about pollution. But no one knows that plastic affects our hormones. I don't want to overwhelm you again. You'll learn everything from me. Everything you need to know about humanity. He really means it. I try to get up. I can't. I'm too weak. A new wave of feelings overwhelms me, and it feels as if I am floating. So we live in an illusion of poison, I whisper. And you have awakened from the illusion, as many of us have. You will see that everything is a lie. That poison lurks everywhere, and nothing is as it seems. Do you miss your old life as a human? Let me tell you what it means to be human. The human is filth, and lives in filth. Tell me who poisoned me. What filth are you talking about? Many people are part of a disgusting conspiracy against life itself. Your laundry detergent contains substances that alter your hormones. Your shower gel contains substances that cause cancer and mess with your hormones. Even the pill you women take to avoid pregnancy fucks with your hormonal balance. The food makes you sick. The skin cream you use every day causes cancer and destroys your hormonal balance. I know this. I've developed such products myself. Any smart person knows this. But if it's poisonous, why are they selling it to people? That's how only a slave thinks, Sarah. Are you a slave? Do you really want to be? Because modern society is sick. Now you belong to the winners. But the greatest victory still needs to be fought for. That's why I transformed you, because we are in the middle of a war. Duncan has given me so much. The marks on my neck are almost healed. All the colors sing and dance. Even the air feels different. But something has to be done about this. You can't poison people and make money off it with a clear conscience. You know people. You have contacts in politics and business. Are you really a friend of humanity? I couldn't just watch as the ignorant are made sick. Duncan snorts. No, they don't care. Honestly, I'd do it too. Make my products extra toxic. If I make money off it and a few apes die in the process, it's fine. They buy it willingly. The internet exists. You can read what's in it. No one forces them to buy their toxic shampoos, detergents, and food. People buy it anyway, get sick, and die. Deservedly so. What more can you do? How do you save someone who thinks like that? Terrible. Yes, terrible. Helping the normie is like throwing a lifeline into the water. But the normie would rather drown because the water tastes good. We are more than that now. The world will belong to us, and you will be by my side, enjoying the fruits of our labor. We are only doing what needs to be done. The Great War and the developments coming our way cannot be stopped by anything or anyone. Now get up, Sarah. Take my hand. I know you can do it. And I take it. The new body feels fascinating. I can feel the slightest vibrations in the ground beneath me. The walls tell their own story. Sounds and smells merge into an image that forms into colors in my mind. Am I now what Duncan calls the Overman? He spoke of a great war that will wipe out humanity and leave only the chosen ones. I live only by his grace. We are in a mansion in the Scottish Highlands, where no one can find us. Duncan made sure that we and the leadership of Caradon are far from the cities. What is this Caradon dynasty? Are they people from his organization, or does Duncan have higher employers who give him orders? He gave me a red dress, which clings to my body like a second skin and perfectly accentuates my femininity. You say my whole life was a lie, but what gives us the right to punish the world? Who are we really, and what are your true goals, Duncan? I want us to be honest with each other. We continue walking. Duncan leads me to a balcony where a clear night sky greets us. We bathe in the light of the stars. I'm so overwhelmed by this cosmic beauty that I almost fall into Duncan's chest. I can no longer support myself because the splendor of the night sky overwhelms me. I can see the arms of the Milky Way. Millions of stars shine in the sky. Their light sings in a language of its own that no being can decipher but can feel. It is the eternal truth, an unwritten law. It's beautiful, I whisper, burying my head in Duncan's chest. He runs his hand through my hair and holds me tight. My mind is spinning. I don't know what's real and what's not. I am breathless. Duncan holds me tight and points to the stars. Everything you see before you is true. Enjoy the night and listen to the sound of creation. It speaks through the winds, through our breath and heartbeat, down into the deep earth where the trees take root. It's like I can hear the melody that God had in his memory as he created the universe. Duncan smirks. Your image of God will change. Trust me. Our faith is different from that of humans. Forget everything you thought you knew about the human world. You spoke of a great war. What kind of war is that? It's the conquest of the night. Our kind is the new humanity. We are the next step in evolution, and we must dethrone the old humanity. It sounds like we are mutants rising against humanity. Basically, yes. Mutants. Angels of death. Overmen. I don't care what we're called. All that matters to me is the victory of the night. Big political upheavals are coming our way. The weapons will speak. It's good that we're safe here. He's talking about an actual war. One fought with weapons. I thought it was all supposed to be symbolic. Is it about politics? I ask Duncan. He puts his hands in his pockets and shakes his head with a laugh as we go back inside. We settle in front of a fireplace. There's no one else here. I don't care much for politics, at least not when it comes to humans. We are now the children of a new race. Are we still human? Yes, Sarah, but no longer Homo sapiens. We are Homo noctis, and soon will be Lamia superior. I look at my hands, then into Duncan's eyes, which are sparkling at me. Oh my God. Everything is so sharp. Everything is clear to see. Still, I feel as though everything is wavering, alive. as if I could walk through matter and dissolve myself. Look at Europe. Look at America. Look at the West in general. When was the last time we invented anything meaningful? Since the 1980s. Tell me. I don't hesitate for long. There have been many inventions, 3D printers, for example, or smartphones, or artificial intelligence. The first 3D printers were already in Japan before, so were phones. They just became thinner and less comprehensible. I'm talking about real inventions that moved humanity forward, a light bulb or the airplane. Why haven't we colonized the moon yet? Do you know why there are no new inventions? I shake my head. Duncan is not wrong. There have been hardly any groundbreaking inventions. But aren't improvements something to be grateful for? Because our countries are nothing but retirement homes for boomers, run by boomers who still want to enjoy their well-earned pensions and wealth. Europe is one big retirement home. No wonder there are no new developments. The young are confused and are told by the old to keep their feet still. And now, they sit crying in the retirement home with their 10th stroke, whining that there's no one who wants to work for their pension. That's the state of our society. It has to end. And with a holy massacre. And Duncan enjoys the reputation of a philanthropist. It turns out to be a massive lie. He despises modern society and its people. He's ready to kill or let innocents die. Now I'm deep in his world, but it feels so heavenly. I love my new body and would rather die than go back to being the old Sarah. Besides, I'm beginning to develop feelings for this man. No matter what he says, I listen to him. And again, I get goosebumps. His words hurt, but a part of me understands them and says they are right. I no longer recognize myself. Man is in our way. A new world is impossible without war. Homo sapiens constantly gets cancer, diabetes, heart problems, and so on. But they just don't drop dead. They die too slowly and too rarely. People are tougher than cockroaches. Modern medicine has stopped natural selection. We need to help it along. I can't believe what he's telling me. I've never looked at the world this way before. I know there are evil people out there, and Duncan sounds like one of them. It's a horrible feeling. My body and my mind are completely different. Everything Duncan says is taken in by me without filter. I despise boomers. They are the most disgusting generation to ever walk the earth. They grew up in a time of economic boom and the threat of nuclear war with the Warsaw Pact. What do you do when the economy is booming, but you think you could die any day? Make sure to enjoy life while you can, right? Duncan snaps his fingers. Exactly. You consume while you can, eat out nicely. Boomers think enjoyment and consumption are self-evident and God-given. I've seen it myself. They held their own children back. Boomers are the first generation in human history to be jealous of their children and want to hold them back. The child shouldn't study or have big plans and dreams because they themselves never lived them. I cross my arms. But not all of them were like that. Not all, but too many. Now they're whining that no one wants to work and pay for their supervised dying. What have they left us? They've let everything go to ruin. But no matter how broken the generations born after 2000 are, something's stirring. We're seeing it with the younger ones. Humanity is splitting. In what way? Does it mean something good or something bad? Humanity is splitting into two parts. One group will get so sick and mentally ill that they'll self-destruct. The other group will rediscover the old gods and will simply have no interest in anything weak and crappy. They want to create a new world. Young men don't want to sit in school. They want to pick up the sword again and break the old world. And we must convince them to join us before they become our enemies. We must ride the wave, not let it wash us away. The fire in the hearth crackles to his words. My stomach growls, and the hunger pangs become unbearable. Duncan takes my hand. You think I sound like a monster? That's all right. I've taken on the role of the monster. Do you know what you need? There's only one thing that can satisfy your burning hunger. I swallow and hesitate to give an answer because I can't even bring myself to say it. My mind has changed. Despite my enhanced senses and hypersensitivity, I feel everything from a logical distance. Come, my dearest. Come and look at the world with me, like you've never looked at it before. It's time to test your new abilities. I will initiate you into the teachings of the prophet and teach you our morals. But for now, we need to satisfy your hunger. Duncan undoes the clasps around my neck, letting my dress slide from my shoulders. He kisses my temple and neck like a thirsty lover, while I, mesmerized, stare at the center of the hall. A man is chained to a pole. He raises his head when he sees me. They must have beaten him. His lip is crusted and both eyes are swollen. Who is that? I ask Duncan. I don't feel comfortable being here in just my underwear. Sand crunches between my toes. Go to him and find out. He'll probably only be able to whisper. You need to get close to figure out who he is. A subtle push. I stumble toward the prisoner. He's terrified and jerks. The poor man cries out for help. I must look absolutely terrifying for him to be so afraid of me. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad woman. What is he so afraid of? Please, I just want to go home, he gurgles. When he speaks, his cracked lips split open and start bleeding. What did they do to you? Who? My words are cut off. My body responds on its own and I lose control. I flare my nostrils. What is that beautiful sound? It pulses and throbs. It calls to me. Images force themselves into my mind. I see things like a fairy tale. The sound promises me a world of paradise where milk and honey flow. It's coming from his chest. The sound is loudest from his neck. His skin is glowing pink, and the sound intensifies. I can see through his skin. Oh my God, I can see the veins. I can see and hear the carotid artery. And I can smell it, his blood. I've been wondering this whole time what smells so intoxicatingly delicious. My mouth waters. My saliva grows warm and nearly spills over my lips. Why is my gums itching so badly all of a sudden? I swallow the immense flow of saliva and open my mouth to touch my teeth. The whimpering man stares at my teeth in fear and screams. I feel my fangs growing throughout my body. They push out of my gums, forming sharp, needle-like ends. It's all real. Oh God, I whisper, trembling as I touch my lip. What's happening to me? What's wrong with me? I turn to Duncan. Tears well up in my eyes. The man, the one I owe my new self to, leans on a cane and points it at the prisoner. He wants me to continue. Please don't hurt me, the man whines, snot running from his nose. It's one long, pitiful grimace that annoys me. I've had enough of his fear, and I'm going to take it from him. I curse my thoughts. They aren't mine. It's like that dream I had. The thirst speaks to me. I close my eyes, wanting to banish the demons tearing through my mind. A crashing wave of sweet nectar floods my throat. I have images in my mind that bring me warmth and safety. I feast on delicious fruits and hold my head in a river of milk and honey. I want to take it all in. Who knows how long I'll be allowed to stay in this paradise? Then a scream erupts. The heavenly gardens fade, and I feel the sand of the arena between my toes again, and the hot life juice drips onto them. When I open my eyes again, I'm at the man's throat, sinking my teeth deep into the flesh. For a second, I feel the last flicker of my humanity. It's shock and disgust. I can't do this. thinks human Sarah. But the new Sarah doesn't think anymore. She just knows. And she knows it has to be done. The man no longer breathes. He's dead. I've killed him, simply drained him dry, leaving an empty shell behind. No soul. Free of fear and pain. Shit, he's dead. I blink like a crazy person, but he's still dead. Out of nowhere, Duncan appears beside me and catches the last drops of blood from my chin. I'm completely covered in it. My bra has soaked up his blood and it runs down to my hips. I start shaking, struggling to find my balance. I've murdered a person, I say in shock. Duncan clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth. He looks at me like I've been a naughty girl. Not murdered. You've hunted him and devoured him. Is a wolf a murderer when it tears a goat apart? You took what you needed. This is completely different. Why? The dead man has his eyes closed. I couldn't bear the sight of the dead man's eyes wide open in shock. I want to throw up, but my stomach keeps the blood down. I shove my finger into my throat and try to grab the uvula. I'm about to vomit, but it's hopeless. Nothing comes up. While I'm gagging, Duncan stands beside me, putting his hand around the dead man's chin. The sweet scent of blood filling the air makes his fangs grow. He checks the bite. Excellent. You hit the carotid artery right away. Other young bloods hesitate longer and need several attempts. That's unimaginable agony for the victim. You almost drained him completely. Yes, Sarah, you showed mercy. He makes this remark with a conservative smile, as if it's part of a final exam I've passed. But I've killed a person. I gag again, pushing my finger deeper into my throat. My eyes are full of tears. Could you stop that, please? You're embarrassing yourself in front of me. A final gag. I only spit on my hand, but the blood stays in my stomach. I collapse onto the sand, burying my hands in it. It tastes so incredibly heavenly, but I'm a monster. I hold my blood-soaked fingers up to my face. Then it overtakes me again, and I stick them into my mouth. Layers of earth have settled on the fingers. The blood from the victim runs down from his bitten throat to his feet, where it drips into the sand. I spit out the grains and lie with my mouth open under the dead man to catch every drop before it's wasted. Duncan Marlowe stands over me and removes his gloves. He gives me a smile of superiority. What have you done to me? I growl, still rolling the blood over my tongue. My fangs retreat into my gums, but they're still tingling wildly. For hundreds of years, humans have hunted us. The belief in the supernatural was pushed aside by science and technology. But if humanity learns that we exist, we're in danger. And they are learning. Those conspiracy theorists were right. There are immortals. And they're planning to take over the world. I don't even dare to ask the question because it sounds so ridiculous. What are we? Why are you asking me questions you can answer yourself? We give humans what they wish for and see in us. Sometimes you just have to accept the names your enemy gives you. It means you're accepting the fight against them. Coughing, I look at the dead man. I killed him and cursed him, I pant, holding my arm over my mouth. Now he'll become like us. He'll turn into a monster and then hunt humans himself. Duncan looks at me as if I'm a naive child. No, not really. He's dead. He's not getting up. I lower my arm. Duncan pulls a cloth from his pants and hands it to me so I can wipe my face. Excuse me? I chuckle. The cloth greedily soaks up the drops, as if it's infected with vampirism itself. Yes, the bite does transmit the virus to a human, but it can only turn a living person. If you drain someone completely and they bleed out, there will be no resurrection. We are the true living ones, not the undead. There's no such nonsense. I understand now. That's why you wanted to turn me with a syringe. Now, everything makes sense. I licked the sharp tips of my fangs, and I was buried inches deep in human flesh. Why do I suddenly feel no disgust anymore? Exactly. The virus is in the blood and saliva. It has to enter the bloodstream of the victim. Otherwise, they won't get infected. With the syringe, the virus is administered to an initiate in a concentrated form without having to bite them. It's the safest method for the transformation. And if you drink the blood, then you won't transform, but you'll benefit from immortalism. Diseases disappear, rejuvenation kicks in. How do you think I healed people from their ailments? I gave them our blood in a medical solution to drink. We even removed the virus. Duncan demonstratively slides a finger under his upper lip. His fangs extend. In our saliva, aside from the virus, there are several enzymes. The victim is paralyzed after just a few seconds. Another enzyme keeps the blood fluid, preventing it from coagulating. This way we can drink for longer without the blood flow being impeded. It's called Draculin, by the way. I look at him. Duncan shrugs. Don't look at me like that. That's what it's really called. There are many so-called hematophages on this planet, blood feeders, ticks, leeches, mosquitoes. The vampire bat is the only mammal that feeds on blood. Our metabolism is very similar to theirs. In fact, almost identical. Duncan's dry explanations make me angry while the dead man dangles from the pole behind us. My fangs extend again, even though my thirst is quenched. I snarl at him. Can't you just stop with your damn lectures about science and history? I growl, my mouth still tasting of blood. Duncan raises his hands. Calm down, sunshine. Digest everything first, and then we'll talk. Shut your mouth! I snap forward with my fangs bared and crash to the ground with Duncan. We roll in the blood-soaked sand. I strike at his face and scratch his arms, tearing his skin open. He rams his knee into my stomach and throws me against the pole with one hand. I slam face first into the chest of the dead man. Duncan jumps up. He approaches me laughing, arms spread wide. Let it all out, little one. Let it out, yeah. I wrap my hand around the chain they hung the man from. With a flick of my wrist, I rip it out of the pole and swing it like a whip. Duncan dodges skillfully. I tear the chain in two with a jerk and can hardly believe the strength my muscles can exert. I swing it at that bastard again. He holds one part of the chain in the air and rips it from my hand. He strikes me in the face. I fall, gasping, into the sand. My forehead is split above my eyebrow. Blood runs into my open eye. Did that hurt? Duncan calls out, more curious than provoking. I definitely felt the hit. But the pain fades. My body immediately banishes it. It pulses and throbs, but I can get up and fight on immediately. You turned me into a monster, I hiss at him. We both crouch down and circle each other like alpha wolves called to a death match. He growls at me and bares his teeth. Come here, you bloodthirsty bitch, I'm waiting for you. I leap at him. Duncan sidesteps and drives the point of his elbow into my back. For a moment, I feel paralyzed. That's it, darling. He roars triumphantly, holding me by the hair and pressing his foot into the earth. Feel your new strength. You are a queen now, Sarah. Do you hear me? A queen of the night. You are the greatest predator on earth. He loses himself in manic laughter. I'm not exhausted, but I give in. Duncan's kick in my lower back is far more painful than the hit with the chain. The pleasures of a devil in the form of a man blend with the growl of a wolf who has caught its prey after a lustful chase. He removes his foot from me and helps me up. I end up face first against his chest and cling to him. My fingernails dig into his skin, and I feel Duncan's blood dancing on the tips of my fingers. We both have our fangs out and pant with rage and desire. He presses his finger to my lips as I stare at him with my mouth open. I can see the reflection of my glowing eyes in his. You're such a beautiful predator, Sarah. Let me love you. Let me love you. Our lips merge, and the immense hunger returns. Every touch feels more intense than ever. I rip his shirt off his skin and dig my nails into his muscles. We strip off our clothes and give in to animalistic desire. We do it at the feet of the dead man.